A Venus flytrap style mouth of a plant snaps inches from your face, Simon. You can feel a hot breath from it, and then it seems to be at the very extension. It's very end of the reach of how far it can go before it hits the ground and slithers back. As the carousel begins to whir to life, the dragons and the ponies and the camels and the zebras are all sort of like going up and down. There is this spilling of plant vines out the top of it. Every now and then one of them will get sort of like twisted around one of the animals on the carousel and begin pulling, and then as it snaps you see it gets torn, the vine breaks, and a green ooze kind of like sloshes all over, and there's a moment of like a sizzle as you see it begin corroding through some of the metal or the plastic of this animal. But then from the severed vine you see that head begin wiggling out from the broken bit, and it begins regenerating. On the carousel there are also these like cocoon-like humanoid shapes. It looks like people that have been completely overtaken by whatever this fungal matter is that you keep encountering. We're going to go right into initiative, I think.
Okay.
Do we have any reason to not just run away?
Hey, in this game, that is a valid thing to do.
That is...
I'm just like, does this carousel have anything that we want? Is there like a gem? I guess we'll wait till we get to initiative and we'll roll observation.
There's a magical staff laid into a golden altar.
Hey.
No, wait, hold on. It's the wrong game.
You answered all of our problems.
Alexis is going to multi-class as a sorcerer.
Yeah.
I got a 9 initiative.
Okay.
This is the part where we wake up again, right?
Yeah, well, it's the part where we go to bed forever.
I got a 7.
I also got a 7.
Who has the higher mobility? Or agility, sorry.
Mine is
mine's
3.
Also 3.
Okay, let's go down to mobility.
I got nothing in mobility.
I have 1 in mobility.
That's you.
Why does Simon have 1 in mobility?
He's a mobile guy.
He's a spry little guy. Okay, we are starting off with Alexis. In this room, I'll set the scene again for you because it's been a while since we've done this. You are in what looks like a food court, or sort of like central vestibule of this underground mall, this subway mall. There's 2 floors. There's one that seems to be mostly food oriented, and then you can see that there is a double door which seems to be like the employee only entrance, and then on the other side, almost like the mirror opposite side, is what looks like the bathrooms that spread into male and female, and then there are escalators that are not working that lead up to a second level that then looks like it would lead up to the street. It's hard to see. You don't know what's up there, but then there's another sort of like bank of shops, and you can see that one of the shops seems to have power, and a few of the shops down here seem to have power, as will do the bathrooms and that like employee hallway.
Interesting. And is the hallway on the far side of this monster?
Yes. So it is like seating, tables and stuff. Most of them have been smashed or tipped over or are completely overgrown with plant matter. And then there's like a railing that goes around the perimeter of where the carousel is. There's the carousel, and then right behind the carousel there is a fountain that occasionally sprays up, but it doesn't go all the way up. It looks like something is fucked up with it and kind of sprays like everywhere.
Yeah.
And the shop with the light on, you said second floor.
Shop on the with the light on is second floor. It seems to be sort of like at the very top of the left escalator, and then the employee hallway is in front of you to the right, opposite the fountain and the carousel, and then the bathrooms are in front of you to the left.
Okay.
Why would you give us bathrooms, Dane? Like, you want us to go in and like
he's mentioned the bathroom so many times.
I guess it's
that's what the stress mechanic is. It's just how badly you have to pee.
Yeah, okay.
It's so scary. We're gonna pee our pants.
I'm gonna take my turn to go and then pee a bunch, so that when I come back, I don't have any stress. You guys got it from here?
Duke Nukem
yeah,
game.
of course.
Lads, look, this thing's no fucking joke. Do we want to just go back, get our automata, and just smash through from the street above? We can find this place again, right?
I think our best bet is to probably go back into the street where the
street sweeper.
Yeah,
street
sweeper.
Yeah.
If we can get, I feel like that's our quickest way to get into protection. If this thing now knows we're here, they know, they all probably know we're here. So I think it's our best bet would be the quickest point of exit to safety. If we go back down the tunnel, we weren't down the tunnel for like hours, right, Dan?
Yeah, it was a long sort of like
so
navigating through the
going back down the
subways.
tunnel, we're risking a battle of attrition that we're probably going to lose. I think our best bet is to try to beeline it up to the street, get in the street sweeper view, and then get back and bring hell down upon this mall.
Yeah. Fuck, we need more, though. We don't know enough. Is the one shop on the top floor, is it within reach of this monster, does it look?
You would stand to reason that anywhere other than going back the way you came would most likely there is sort of like a vague perimeter, like you've seen sort of its extent of its reach.
Yeah.
It seems like there is limitations. It can't get fully, so if you skirt the edges you'd probably be pretty safe.
Well, I got a grappling hook. And I'm thinking, can I just zip up from where I'm at, staying out of its range?
No, because you would have to, I mean, I guess, no. You could, like, get up, but you wouldn't be able to get up and over unless you want to do, like, a pretty risky sort of, like, free solo, like, climb up over sort of, like, the glass railing. But you could make it a lot easier for yourself if you want to do that, kind of skirt the edges and then use, like, tables or the escalator or whatever as cover to get yourself in position, but you would have to move.
Okay, so I'm not yet in position to zip up, and if I get in position, I'll be in range.
Correct.
Okay.
Listen, guys, I feel out of my element without the strong zero, so if you guys want to get over there, I'll distract them.
I feel like we need something. We need to go back with something. So, you have a gun, Chris, right? Or Wayne?
I have a cryoblaster. It's like more of a stunning thing.
You have a gun, Simon.
Yeah, just in case.
It makes sense that you two stay out of range. You pepper it, keep it distracted. I'll sneak up, I'll zip over, and look, it's the fucking least I can do, right? After earlier.
You don't owe us anything.
All right, well, then let's say you owe me a distraction, all right? I clap Wayne on the shoulder.
I do have an idea for distracting. That's what you want to do.
Okay, let's make this a kind of like a fancy group roll, in the sense of you're all gonna sort of like pick a tactic,
mm-hmm.
and then we'll see how it all plays out sort of at once, and then each part will sort of like inform the next. So Alexis, what is your intent? What are you trying to do?
I want to sneak over to the point where I'm in range, and then when it's distracted, zip across to that upper, because I'm assuming it's safer a little higher rather than being on the same plane or the same floor. So I want to check out one of the lit up areas, and to me, that one seems the most reasonable. So I want to get up there, check what's in there, just to see if we can get some idea of what's happening here, while it's distracted.
Yep. What is your plan for a distraction, Wayne?
So my plan is kind of two-parted. If I remember correctly, I did bring a little bottle of booze along with me as we were coming into these caves. So part one of my plan is I'm going to rip a piece of fabric off whatever I have on me, light it, and kind of wave it around as like some kind of distraction. And as soon as I have its attention, I'm going to stuff this lit piece of fabric into the bottle, at the neck of the bottle, as a makeshift Molotov, and I'm going to toss it right at it. An improvised weapon of sorts.
Yeah, I'm going to say that you don't need to roll for the first part. Lighting a claw, like, you're a capable human being, you can do that. That's not the problem.
Wayne is canonically wearing a crop top now, though.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe I'll take the tie off or something. I do have the suit on.
Okay, yeah. So this will be, you're going to do sort of like a ranged attack to throw a Molotov. Unless you're not really caring about where it hits. No, I think a ranged attack is still going to be.
Can I add a third step to this plan?
You are next on the list to find out what you want to do. Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking we make a 3-pronged thing. So Alexis, you're going to go right up to the store, right?
Yeah.
Wayne, you can sit here and do the Molotov in the middle. If it all head left towards the bathrooms, so it at least is focused in 3 different places. So hopefully Alexis doesn't get So I'll just skirt the outside, go into the washrooms for a little bit, make sure there's not a plot device in there, and then after a little bit, I'll come back, and then we'll try to do the same thing to distract it. So at least they're all not going after you, Alexis.
You see Alexis reaches out as if to stop you, and then she stops herself and just goes, yeah, all right, Simon, you go left, I'll go right.
I know that was both your thing. Your thing was going left and right, but I guess I'll go left this time.
We can all do it.
Alexis and Simon, you are going to be giving me mobility checks to see how quickly and sneakily you can navigate to your desired locations. And Weyne, you're going to be giving me a ranged combat roll.
So right now I'm not using my grappler, right? So I'm not going to do that gear boost from that?
No,
okay.
not yet. Actually, no, yes. Use your gear for this, because that's sort of like what you're attempting to do. I'm not going to make you get in position and then...
And this stress goes on everything, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd like to also tap the, if it's untapped, I actually don't remember, the strand wingman with Alexis, because I feel like this is a wingman-y thing to do.
Yeah, I think they're all untapped currently.
That gives you another dice, right? Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
1.
Two?
1?
1.
2.
I got a success on my stress dice, which is nice.
I also did.
2 successes and then a success on my strand dice.
I got 3 successes.
Hell yeah. And how did you get, Ryan?
1 success.
Okay. Kick ass. Let me roll some plant dice.
I guess the bottom of my shirt. I'll make myself a crop top. Okay.
That's how we get the views.
Yeah, there we go.
I will also accept ripping off your sleeves to show the guns. That is also an acceptable...
You know what? I'll do all 3. I need enough fabric just in case.
I really like your tie one, honestly.
No, the tie stays on. That's the one thing that never comes off.
I wrap my tie around my head like a headband because it's my battle outfit now.
War mode.
Fuck yeah.
War mode.
Kick ass.
Take some dirt, put it under my eyes.
Yeah. We're all ready to go.
Yeah.
I got 1 success. So, Alexis and Weyne, you are able to do what you're trying to do. Describe what that looks like. I'll start with you, Weyne. I feel like you are a distraction, so you should go first.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna light the cloth. Gotta kind of wave it around. Hey, you ugly motherfucker! Tend this! And I'm gonna stick it in the bottle and chuck it at as close as I can get to it. Hitting it directly would be a bonus. But this is mostly obviously distraction. Damage would be a plus.
You said you have 3 successes?
Yeah.
You get to choose stunts.
Ooh, I do.
Right? So you can inflict additional health, pin down an enemy, position yourself, target a weapon or another handheld object.
I feel like pinning down so that it doesn't kind of have a chance to go for you guys makes sense. But it says horrors and seraphs don't make panic rolls, so I don't know if that
yeah, because if you're pinned, you have to make the panic roll, but I think they're still pinned, they just don't panic.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll inflict an additional point of damage with one of the successes, and then I guess position myself. It says exchanging my initiative score with my enemy if it's better than mine. I don't know.
It's not.
Okay, so then I'll just do extra damage. Sure. Or if possible to knock it to the ground. I guess I'll try that too.
I will say you cannot do that.
Yeah, I figured it's like
a bunch of vines and a carousel. It ain't getting knocked over. But pinning it down is certainly a thing.
Sure.
So as you fucking huck this Molotov, it crashes sort of towards the top where all the vines are kind of bursting out, and you see them sort of immediately like almost retract back in, and they begin just sort of like flailing and like flipping out, sort of smashing tables, denting the railing. But this has kind of made it trivial for the two of you, as it is pinned down and can't. It's not going to spend its turn trying to attack, which has saved your ass, Simon, for sure.
I was going to use one of my successes to give it to him.
I was going to say, now was probably going to throw me a success. We were probably dead either way.
Does that mean I can spend 2 to impress someone, which is literally a thing you can do with mobility?
Yes.
It's weird because it says you spend them not to attempt to impress someone, but to impress someone.
Sure.
I do a cool grappling trick as I whip through the fire and the smoke, and I get up on top. Honestly, it doesn't feel right in this moment that she would be seeking to impress people because she's so scared. So I'm not even going to do it. But in an alternate reality, it would have been cool. Yeah, I just like the second it's distracted, just grapple Zip up.
Yeah. You get up to the second floor, and two things become readily available or apparent to you. One, you're not getting out those front doors. There is a massive sand dune covering the front of the Galleria. You can tell that's kind of like sand is everywhere in the corridors, and chances are that sand dune is probably like 30 feet deep and at least like 20, 30, 40 feet high. Depending on where it's positioned. So the likelihood of you getting out of there that way is very slim. However, the second thing is the shop that you're in, or that you can see that's powered up. And once again, as you get a little closer and you're away from sort of the music and the chaos of below, you hear another, what sounds like the generator that you came across in the first one, but this one sounds a little different, but it's a big heavy machinery from behind the counter that you can't quite see yet.
Okay.
Simon, you managed to slink into the bathroom completely undetected thanks to Wayne's distraction. And the second you come in here, the visor of your sort of hazmat suit that you're wearing, which we're going to pretend still works with your ripping of clothes, Wayne. Just gets covered in almost like a moisture and fog. You can't feel it on your skin. Actually, no, you probably would, because these aren't like climate-controlled suits. It's so fucking humid in here. Really, really, really warm and really, really humid. And you sort of see what's causing that is all of the taps are turned on full blast, and steam is coming out of them. And the walls are covered in, you can tell by like the way that they kind of like curve up from the base of the walls and the ceilings at any corners, in like 2 or 3 inches of plant matter in this. And in each of the stalls, there are 3 stalls, and each one of them, there is a person, or what used to be a person, enwrapped in vines, entangled in vines, one like wrapped around the throat, kind of how what you saw happen to Wayne in that plant wall that night where he met the Seraph. There's sort of like that kind of tableau in each one, and each one of these people they've got like that big fungal growth coming out of their nose and their mouth and their eyes and their ears, and then there's a massive cavity in the whole of their chest. The rib cage has sort of been cracked open to make room, and inside is a dull amber orb that is cracked and dry.
Oh, so it's trying to make the golden seed?
It looks very similar to the one that was offered, but this one seems bad or dead.
Oh, so okay, so the Seraph is trying to find the perfect host or something? Okay. I'm going to turn the taps off.
We did it.
Yeah, you solved my puzzle. Wayne, you see that this thing is starting to sort of like it's flailing around. It hasn't caught fire, and now that it realizes that like this fire doesn't necessarily pose a whole lot of damage or a whole lot of like threat to it, it begins sort of like unfurling out again. And this time you can see them starting to like wrap together in one big vine, and all of the attention is on you at the moment.
Yeah, until the other two are kind of in the clear, I'm going to try to get its attention. So I'm going to continue to egg it on and be like, yeah, come on. Try to kill me again if you can.
Okay, it is its
Felt
turn.
Good.
It can't. I'm going to count that as its pinned turn, so it's not going to do anything. Alexis, it is your turn.
Alexis like presses her radio and she's just like, "Yeah, we're not getting out to the street. Way too much sand. But there's a machine up here. I'm gonna check it out and I'll be right back. Just stay alive, all right?" And she's gonna creep over and try to figure out what that machine is.
I'm not going to make you roll for this because it's very fucking obvious what it is. Once you get over, the whole floor of this shop has been pulled out. There's like stacks of tiles everywhere. You've seen a lot of sort of construction that looks almost surreal in terms of its perfection. This seems like it was done by hand. You can see where it's been cracked. You can see where these tiles have been like shattered and pulled up. and in it you can see a big exposed water main. On it is a pump that's been attached onto sort of like where it would connect to this shop's sort of like utilities. You can see that this thing is on top of it, and it seems to be like some sort of accelerator meant to sort of like push water out at a more consistent pace.
Do we know, like, it's not pumping it back to the base, right?
No, nothing in here has anything to do with the
Okay, great. It's some kind of pump. Whatever they're doing, they need a shit ton of water, and they need it as fast as they can get it. I'm gonna fucking turn it off.
Yeah, break it. Yeah, disable it.
I'm gonna unplug it.
Yeah, you pull the power on it. There's a hum in the air that quiets down, and there's like almost an eerie silence now, as it's just kind of the generator from further back and the carousel. It's so much quieter in here now that you've turned this thing off. And as you do, Weyne, on the main floor, you see another one of those bursts from the fountain, but this time it kind of like dribbles out as it fades into nothing and then doesn't seem to be going off anymore.
Oh, that's a good sign.
We hope.
Hey, that's one less way to put out this fire.
Alexis, if there's something else you want, I'll give you like one more thing you can do, because like all that wasn't very taxing.
Yeah, well, there's no other lit up places like up where I'm at, right?
No, this seemed to be the only one.
I'm gonna do an observation roll just to see if I can figure something out.
Yeah.
That's one success.
You can see that on this water pump thing, there is a green tube that feeds into it and then goes down behind the counter. And then you also see that exact same tube hooking up to the device that's sort of spraying horizontally of the fountain. Like, as you kind of like look over and survey the scene, you see that there's like a weird, like sort of a hastily made constructed thing that sits on top of the fountain so that when it bursts up, it sprays horizontal. You can see that there is a green tube that is now going down and connecting into the fountain. That is the same as this one.
Okay. Was it spraying it sideways onto the carousel?
It certainly seems like that it's getting hit, yes.
Okay.
But it seems to be also hitting like the whole room.
Okay. There's some kind of fucking tube. Something green is connected here. There seems to be one down on the fountain. I don't know what it means. Can I cut the tube and see like... Or can I trace it back and see where it goes?
It goes up and behind, sort of like where the like metal kitchen rack would be for where like the sink and everything is, and then you can see that it's been drilled down below you, and underneath you is where the employee area is.
But on the next floor, is there a way
below you? Yes.
Is there a way down from in here?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna try go down below and check it out.
If you want, I will let you use that as your roll for this to try to like make your way down.
Or you'll let me roll.
I'll let you roll. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll let you roll like a mobility to get down, either undetected or quickly, however you want it to be.
Okay, man, I roll a lot of dice because I've got 2 stress and 2 for my gear and 6 in mobility, and I only got 2 successes, so out of 10. But hey, 2 I'll take.
Hey, 2's better than none.
So
hey, I didn't roll any, so you're good.
Yeah, I just want to like, while it's distracted, I want to like jump out and like just like zip onto the floor I jumped off and like swing in like just super smooth and quick.
As you do, you sort of swing through these open double doors into the staff area or the employees sort of corridor, and you see that tube dangling from the ceiling and running down into a room off to the side. Simon, it is your turn.
Cool. So it's just me, 3 bodies, and a bunch of plant matter.
Correct.
I'm gonna quickly like take the little fake seeds, like the non-golden seeds, and just pluck them out and leave them there just to make sure, just in case they can grow anymore.
Yeah, once you grab them and remove them, they almost like turn to like ash in your hands. Like it's, I don't know if you've ever squished those bugs like the silverfish that just kind of like like just turn into nothing. Yeah. It's like that. Like the second you touch it and you pull it out from the vines that are holding it in place in the chest, it literally just dissolves in your hand.
Like a raccoon washing cotton candy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And now I think there's nothing else for me to do in this room. I'm going to try to run out and meet up with Alexis on the right side with the employee room. So I'm going to try to run around the outskirts one more time.
Okay. Give me that mobility.
No successes. Is there anything bad happen if I get a 1 on a non-stress dice?
No.
No.
Okay,
Unless
so
it's gear.
no successes.
Now, can I give one of my successes to Simon?
No, because the roll has happened. This is happening independently.
Okay, sure.
So you can't retroactively just bank your 6s so everyone succeeds.
Well, I mean, more like I had an extra one, did nothing with it, but okay.
Yeah. Simon, as you are running, you see sort of like the backside of this carousel, and you can see that the back has been opened up to expose what would usually be sort of like the maintenance and machinery of it for repairs and whatever, but it has been opened up, and you can see sort of like the root of this thing, and you can see that it is once again a person that has been mulched into the gears of this carousel. You can see that they have it looks like someone pushed them in and they got just sort of crunched and crushed and mulched, and then someone like stopped the machinery. So they are sort of like halfway through, and through this you can see that the vines are growing out of. That's when it kind of clues into you. That sort of initial feeling of what you know as horror toxicosis, you haven't been exposed to it again, which you know that when you're in the presence of a horror, it is a constant thing you have to fight against, especially unprotected. But this seems like it is not a full-fledged horror yet, and you are witnessing the creation of human to monster.
Jesus Christ.
Yikes.
And this carousel seems to be sort of like the incubation for it. But as you watch the vines begin to sort of like twist all together to make one big weapon that is currently slamming through the food court trying to get to Weyne, a couple smaller tendrils that aren't fully formed take note of you and launch your direction. And you first feel a bite on your shoulder. Can you give me, we're just going to do a straight D6. And this is going to indicate whether or not your suit maintains its integrity.
Oh my gosh. Most important D6 of your life.
So 1 to 3, bad. 4 to 6, good.
Oh no, that's the face of a man who rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Yikes.
You don't feel anything sort of pierce your skin, but you hear a as you look down, and they have all sort of grabbed onto the backside of your arm and torn open a hole in your suit. But you're able to make it to the double doors. Weyne, it is your turn.
How's this thing looking in front of me? Does it look like it's still paying attention to me?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to do a big bonk on you. It's very much focused on you. Sort of all the big tendrils with like those big faces are paying attention to you. Yes.
Okay. We have like comms to each other, right?
Yep.
Alexis, Simon, how's it going over there? Don't know how long I can keep this thing at bay.
I'm almost at the end of this tube.
I guess since I've like exhausted my bottle, I guess all I have to really fight this thing with is my cryo blaster, which I guess has stunning capabilities. I assume it's similar to like a taser, but I will continue to just try to keep it occupied. So I don't know how else I could face this thing. Yeah, I guess I'll just shoot it at it. Ooh. No successes, but 1 on a stress dice. However, Weyne does have something called Cold Like Ice. It is hard to put you off or make you panic. Once per round, you can ignore a single 1 on the stress dice you roll.
Hell yeah.
Must be nice.
So I guess as maybe like my gun like doesn't work or I miss or something, in a situation where I would panic, I kind of just shrug it off and just like, it's okay, it's all right, keep it cool, Weyne.
Yeah, you pull the trigger and a burst comes out, and you see it sort of clip one of those heads, and the damage almost immediately regenerates. But you are able to sort of steel yourself and not be shaken by that. It is its turn, and it's going right for you, Weyne.
Of course.
Well, bad news, it got a success. Good news, it didn't get multiple successes.
Well, that's good.
As you take a shot off at it, it coils back almost like a snake. It like rears back, and then in one big sweeping motion, you see it swell a little bit in size, giving it a little bit of extra length, and it just does a wide sweep of the whole front half of this room and clips you in the side. You're going to take 3 points of health damage.
Our ego fields are active as pilots, right? Or no?
Nope.
No? Okay, I do have something called Composite Plate Carrier. It's armor 2. Does that subtract 2 from it?
So it's going to be negating, your armor plate negates 2 points of damage. However, because you're taking damage, you're going to be rolling degradation much like an ego field would. So you're rolling 2 dice, and if you get a 1, your armor's going to crack.
4 and a 2.
Nice.
Good.
Okay, your armor is intact as you take this hit and you kind of go flying across the room and slam into one of these tables that have been knocked over. Thankfully, it's all covered in plant matter, so it doesn't really do any initial damage or extra damage on impact. You kind of hit like the soft, grassy side of this destroyed food court, but the tendril, the group of vines now sort of like raises up now that you're sort of knocked down, and it's looming over top of you, getting ready to strike again.
Cool. So I just take the 1 damage, right?
Yep.
Okay. I guess as my armor takes like the brunt of the blow, I'm just gonna stand right back up. Is that all you got?
Alexis, it's your turn.
I'm following this tube, creeping down the hallway. Open the door.
You see this tube that goes down and goes into a doorway. The door is still sort of like ajar, just enough for that tube to go in. And when you open it up, you see sort of what you assume is the headquarters of what's happening here. Inside is a dimly lit room with portable lanterns and lamps and things all sort of requiring low energy usage. But in the far corner across the door, or across the room from the door, is an altar covered in candles of various sizes and shapes and colors in front of a twisted wood effigy with a golden light bulb in the center of it. It seems to have been grown around and curated around the base of a lamp that has been like had a shade taken off, and the light bulb of that lamp has become sort of the centerpiece of this. The difference between everything else that you've seen here is this is wood. This is dead. This isn't covered in plant matter. There's no life. It is a twisted dead root effigy.
Mm-hmm.
On the far left, you see pictures of people. Some you recognize from the crater, others you've never seen before. Others, it seems like pictures were taken in distress, like people crying, people bloodied, people hurt, all in sets of 3. And finally, in the most recent set, are 3 faces that you have come to know over the past day: Lilywu, Declan, and Amelia LeBlanc. And under them, red X's. As with all the other groups of 3, all of them have X's underneath them.
3 is a convenient number.
Yeah.
That's all you can kind of see in this room from where you're standing. There's another sort of like wall that kind of goes
And
around
the tube's
into...
still going that way?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to keep following that tube.
Cool. You trace the tube over to a big industrial water tank. It's one of those big plastic squares. I don't know if you've ever seen those, what they use to like ship massive amounts of water to places. It's one of those, but beside it, you've found the stockpile of stolen shit from the crater. There's shovels, pickaxes, there's hazmat suits, gas masks, all of them in terrible shape. All the hazmat suits have been torn apart, specifically chest area. But they seem to have been cut off people. The pickaxes are dull and broken at the haft. The shovels, blood on them, but again, like barely held together. And then beside it are a shit ton of agricultural chemicals. Most of them seem to be empty. And when you take a second to look at them, it is industrial grade farming fertilizer, liquid.
So it looks like they've been filling this thing up and pumping it into the plant,
Into
probably?
the fountain.
Yeah. Is there a way to... I guess at this point, the fountain's not spraying, so this tube isn't going anywhere important, it looks like, or this liquid?
Correct. You have stopped the fountain, so nothing is coming out of it now. But if you want, you can give me an observation roll. And I think, Simon, you're heading this way too, right?
Yeah, I'm sort of following Alexis.
Yeah, I will say you're also in this room, so we don't do it twice. You see everything you see, so if you guys want to give me an observation check, you might.
2 successes.
Nice.
2 successes.
We're observing so much shit.
The first thing you notice is there is, beside this massive water tank, is what, like, original furniture, and 2 of the cupboards have, like, 7 chains wrapped around them and locked with a padlock, the top and the bottom. On top of that, you see that there is a curtain that you couldn't really see because of the sort of like plant and moss growth in this room. It kind of blended in, but now that you have sort of like, you've got a different angle on it, you can kind of see through it and behind, and you can see that there's another side room that goes behind the altar.
Simon, you think it's the best or worst idea I smash these fucking locks off this thing?
Yeah, we have to see what's in there.
If I can, I'm gonna smash the locks off this thing with my hammer.
Fuck yeah, give me a close combat roll.
That is 1 success.
You lift your hammer up and take a big swing down, and you are able to smash the lock off the bottom cupboard, or the top one, whichever one you want to say.
I'll do bottom.
You choose bottom. Perfect. You smash the bottom lock off, and you're able to sort of like pull all these fucking heavy chains off. When you open it up, they slide to the side. You see now why these were under lock and key and stolen, because they are industrial grade pesticides or herbicides.
Hell yeah!
All right. Well, I think we know how to deal with this fucking carousel.
Yeah, we do. Great job, Alexis. God, you're smart.
Are we saying that there's still one locked, or that dealt with the whole thing?
There is one still locked, yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna shoot it, but I won't do that because I believe pesticides are very flammable, so I don't want to light us on fire.
All right. Well, if you start getting these out to Weyne, bring them to the door at least, and I'll get this next one.
Yeah, we're gonna switch over to Weyne now.
Yeah. So yeah, for my turn, I'm just gonna bring the pesticides out as far as I can go without provoking the plant.
Yeah, you can pretty much get to like the entrance of the double doors.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the extent of its reach.
Are they like spray, like backpacks with like tubes, or are they like canisters, or?
They look exactly like the
Ghostbusters. Nice.
The fertilizer stuff. Like they're the same sort of tanks. So they're like, there's big 6-gallon. They almost look like antifreeze or like that kind of thing. They look exactly like the fertilizer ones, just like the opposite.
Whoa, Alexis. Plan. So we're at the green tube right now, right?
Yes.
So what if we put the pesticides up the green tube, then I run upstairs to the other generator, and then just turn the fountain back on and just start spraying pesticides instead of fertilizer?
Yeah, we could do that. I just don't know. Well, actually, I guess maybe I do know. We got a lot of observations. Is there still a lot of fertilizer in these tanks? Like, would we have to...
you see that at the bottom there is a quick release valve to drain it. So if
amazing.
you wanted to replace it would take sort of like a turn to all set up. So if someone wanted to stay here and set up that, and another person wanted to run up. So Simon, if you want to use your turn, since you kind of only looked around in this room, if you want to use your turn to try to get back upstairs, you can definitely do that.
That's what I'll do.
Perfect. In the meantime,
I'm like, Weyne, we've got it. Just hold tight. About to wither this fucking plant.
As tight as I can. Can only take a couple of these.
Can you give me an endure roll, Simon?
Oh
no.
Oh no. What is my endure? What the fuck? Oh, it's just strength for me. No successes and a 1 on my stress dice.
Oh, give me a panic roll, please.
How does that work again?
Roll a d6 and add your
current stress.
I got a 4 in total.
You're good, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's 6 and higher. You gotta worry. You don't panic, but there is a tingle of fear as you need to clear your throat.
Yeah.
God.
I haven't told anyone yet, so... Do I know? I know my suit's punctured, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
You lose 1 point of wits, please.
I lose a point of wits?
Oh, God. Dane didn't come to play.
Okay, I'm down to 2 wits.
All right, now you're going to have to give me a mobility roll to see if you can sneak past the plant.
Yeah, that's going to be 4 successes.
Oh, hey.
4 6s on 6 dice.
Whoa.
Let's see if I can roll
So-
a absolute wild check here.
So in this moment, Simon, knowing what could be happening to him, is just going to put it out of his brain. This Simon is different from yesterday, Simon. He has a job to do. He knows what he has to do. He knows that he has two people who he should be relying on who've just been relying on him as of the last, 8 hours. So he's just zoned in. He's focused.
As you begin just hauling ass up this escalator, you see some of those smaller tendrils that aren't focused on Weyne begin lightning fast shooting at you with complete dexterity and agility, dodge and duck and jump and completely avoid all of them as the last one looks like it's going right for the throat and snaps to a full extension and begins trying to bite you and then wiggles back and again they all sort of coil back like snakes, just sort of floating and swaying back and forth watching you, but you are able to safely get up and into.
Cool. So I guess I'll use my 3 stunts to gain a +1 modification to a later skill relating to this one. So next time I have to be mobile, I'll take a +3.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Weyne, it is your turn.
So how exactly does reload work? Because I have ammo -2, which means my weapon has only 1 reload before it's considered empty, so I can reload it. Does that take an action?
I believe it's a slow action unless it's got
Slow action?
I think.
Yeah, slow action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna bother since it didn't really hit. Is there anything in my immediate surroundings that I could use to further keep this thing occupied?
So there's tables, there's chairs, there might be some shopping goods that were abandoned and left here. You tell me what you're looking for. If it's particularly unlikely, I'll make you roll for it.
Hey, if it's a shopping mall with all sorts of goodies, I'm looking for, and this is just very on brand for Weyne. I'm looking for more booze.
Okay.
Or
Sure.
a bunch of Axe body spray, right? Same shit.
yeah. In an attempt to feed the fire, any maybe some aerosol cans of something, alcohol, anything that I can continue this flame or keep it going and keep it more irritated.
Okay.
I just need to buy a little bit more time.
Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you. Roll me a d6. The higher the number, the more flammable substance you'll find.
Okay. Gasoline. All right. Let's see.
Napalm.
Well, that's a 1.
Just
There's
a
a bunch-
bottle of water.
It's just water everywhere.
You find under the plant matter that you slammed into, you see that there is sort of a group of what looks like maybe a anniversary gift. There's small little jewelry boxes and stuff, but inside there's a black and pink striped gift bag, and inside is a decanter of perfume.
Sure. I'll dig around, grab that, kind of run in the opposite direction of where Simon and Alexis are to just kind of bring its attention more away from them and just chuck it. And honestly, anything else I can pick up on there, I'm just chucking things at it. Shoes, toys, whatever I can pick up. I'm just trying to get its attention.
Okay, let's see if there's a fun skill I can make you roll here.
Manipulate.
Yeah, if you want to roll me a manipulate,
I
will take
guess. So I have an ability.
Or survival. I'll take survival as well. But if you've got an ability you want to use.
This may not really. Maybe it could apply. I have something called unnerving. My lack of emotional lucidity is off-putting. Gain 2 additional dice when manipulating others. I don't really know if that.
No, I don't think
applies.
I don't think it gives a shit
That's
about how
okay.
unnerving you are.
I was gonna say I'm so cool. That's okay. I will roll. Yeah, sure, manipulate. Which I don't have
plant's just
anything, and I have a 3.
This guy's crazy, man.
Yeah, this guy's out of control. All right.
Dude, calm down.
Roll, I guess I got 2 stress dice. Okay, I've got a 6 on my stress, but then 2 1s on my normal dice, which I think don't really matter. Right?
Hey, that's a success. Yeah, you're able to just start pelting this thing. I think what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna remove a D6 from my pool when it attacks you. As
Sweet.
this buffet of fucking random objects, chairs and shoes and shit at it. You're gonna keep sort of some of the heads at bay. And they're going to have to force, they have to sort of de-separate and become individual vines again, instead of the one big one. But it's going to use its special attack. Let's see if it hits. It fucking doesn't.
Nice.
Ooh.
Woo, woo, woo.
You see those heads almost like a cartoon water, like a fire hose, where you can see like the water moving through the tube, like the big bowl moving through the tube. You see this sort of like substance moving through these vines, and then all those little heads open up and just begin spraying that green corrosive liquid that you saw when the vine got cut, and it just begins melting shit all around you, Wayne. But you're able to sort of like take cover before it manages to get any on you.
Yeah, I'm like picking up miscellaneous things and tossing them, and as this acidic stuff comes toward me, I grab an umbrella and just open it and just take some cover as I'll knock some of it away with the umbrella.
Hell yeah. Alexis, it's your turn.
I'm going to pull that quick release, and then once it's empty, I'm going to start pouring in the...
I'll say that was, you guys did that.
Oh, okay.
Like as part of your turn, you guys have coordinated, so now you just have to kind of get them going together.
Sure, yeah. Then I'm ready. I'm ready to do that.
Simon,
Yeah.
you get up top and you see the water pump there.
So glad I didn't smash this thing.
That's like when you were like, I gotta cut the cord. I was like, okay. The water pump is turned off, and as you kind of flick it on, which I assume you're doing,
Yeah.
you see that there are levels of strength, and there is a like scratch beside the 3, and you can tell that's kind of like the sweet spot for what they were doing. But it goes up to 6.
I'm gonna put it at 5.5, Dane.
Okay, sure, yeah. You crank the dial up almost to max, and Alexis, you hear sort of that water cooler like boom, boom, as the liquid in this big container in front of you begins sort of waving and moving as you see the tube fluid going through it.
Oh, Wayne, it's about to get full of fucking anti-plant shit in there. You might want to get back.
You find another umbrella.
Copy that. Yeah, right?
Wayne is the anti-plant shit. What do you
I'm
think he's
in
been
the
doing?
umbrella store.
Yeah.
Yeah, you managed to like duck over one of the food court desks as you see a quick blast. And what you saw before was like sort of these like regulated, like every now and then periodic. Now, at first it starts slow. You see sort of like a little dribble, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then all of a sudden it just starts like blasting at full strength. Well, sorry, almost full
5.5.
strength. And it's constant. It sort of like wanes a little bit, but because of the setting you put it on, it doesn't finish completely before it blasts out again. And you hear the plant thing, all the little heads just like going, ah, blah, blah, all like screaming in this like really freaky high-pitched chorus before they all begin sort of retracting and pulling back into the carousel. You can tell that you probably haven't killed this thing, but you've negated it. You've sort of sated it. It's not going to be able to do anything so long as this water is going.
Nice one, Simon.
Just in time.
Nice one, Wayne. You still with us?
Barely.
All right. Before I leave, I want to pull back that curtain, Dane.
Yeah. Inside is a small sort of makeshift bedroom. There's a cot that is, again, completely overgrown, and there's a small desk with a big book in front of it, and then there's a bookcase filled with medical journals, agricultural sort of papers, and religious texts.
What's that big book?
You walk over and you kind of crack it open, and you realize it's a journal, and it starts with someone who was wandering the wastes. It seems to be some sort of nomad, and as you kind of like flick through it really quickly, you realize that it was someone who was traveling with a nomadic group, and his people started getting sick, and it was a fungal infection, and they were beginning to sort of like grow these things and choking to death and dying. And then as you sort of like flick through and you're trying to like follow without reading like all of these entries, because they seem to be going back like years, you see that the writing gives way and the story sort of like loses all coherency, and it just gets replaced with words and phrases. Specifically,
The garden.
I have to tend the garden. I have to plant the seed. Ralphus is coming.
Ralphus.
You're gonna make us kill an angel named Ralph? Like,
It's so funny. I was like, do I homebrew a seraph or do I go with Ralphus? Because it's the coolest. Like, it's the seraph I like the most. I think he's one of my favorite. But I'm like, Ralphus is kind of a bunk ass name. But
Ralphus.
that's what happens when you're this fucking cool.
Yeah, you can have a shitty name. You don't need one.
well, Ralphus is, the name itself is pretty cool. It's just you think
Ralphus the Seraphis.
Ralphus Seraphis.
And yeah, you see, and then it eventually just becomes like, as the writing becomes messier and more frantic and more sort of like chaotic, the writing even now just gives way to pictures of scribbled gardens, seeds of various sizes. But most importantly, there are the one that stands out the most is this big circular one.
Oh.
And then with inside the circular one, you see sort of the same shape as that effigy you saw in the front, in the middle.
Okay. I guess I take pictures of these.
Sure.
And on the way out, I look at the effigy. Like, does there seem to be anything special about it?
No. Again, the only thing is like it's dead.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's the only thing, like, out of everything that's like living and thriving and plant matter, it seems like the plant matter stops before it gets to it. So it seems almost maybe repelling or unable to grow. You're not sure what the cause of it is, but plant matter is not growing on this thing, where plant matter is growing on everything.
I'm gonna bring it with me.
Okay.
And bring it back to the base.
And Simon, you said you guys can all meet up again. You can traverse this area completely safely.
Actually, as I leave, I'm gonna like touch the wood to like a part of the wall that has plant matter.
As you do, before you even touch it, it repels. It and decays.
I think I found a magic staff.
Put it on a stick. You're a wizard now, Alexis.
That's pretty fucking freaky though, right?
Yeah, I know, like, God came down and punished us and sent horrors and stuff, but, like, I'm still not used
call him God.
Well, whatever. Whatever you want to call it. It's debate among scholars. But yeah, that's crazy. That's pretty freaky. Why would you keep that yourself?
Me?
No, like the people who are trying to do this. Like, why would you not just destroy it?
Feels like if you worship plants and matter, you wouldn't want something that fucking repels it. But
yeah,
I feel like, as us, it's not bad to have in the back pocket, you know? In case Ralphus comes knocking, which I believe might be the seraph that we saw the other day.
So we need to figure out if they've... Oh, in that journal, Dane, did they mention anything about actually cultivating the golden seed? Is there any...
No, but there is still... there's still like the bookcase with stuff on it and the locked cabinet.
Oh, okay.
Let's open the locked cabinet real quick, just in case there's a golden seed in there.
Do I need to swing again?
No, I'll say you have plenty of time. There's 3 of you. You can smash this fucking thing open.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, Weyne catches up. All right, what I miss, guys?
Mate, you all right? You've wearing armor under that suit.
These years are catching up with me, Alexis. Let me tell you. Did you guys find anything interesting?
I tap his side. I'm like, you were wearing plate under this the whole time.
Bogs me down a little bit, but it's worth it.
Glad we left you behind. Yeah, well, there's a fucking altar. There's this weird plant-killing wood.
Yeah.
Bunch of books. And then there's this. And I open the closet.
Give me a science roll, please.
Bold of you to think I have
science.
Can we all look at that? Because I actually have great science.
Yeah. Everyone's here, so you can all share the checks here.
I did get 1 success.
Hell yeah.
1 success.
Guys, I'm really worried. I've been doing good on successes so far. The second we get into a fight, I'm fucked.
I had like 8 dice and I got 0 successes.
Damn. Well, it's a good thing. Wade, you're just so winded from getting that big bonk from the plant. Simon and Alexis, you look in this cupboard and it becomes pretty quickly. At first, it's just a mishmash of like pill bottles and metal tins and small like mason jars filled with brown plant matter and stuff. But once you sort of start putting it together, you realize that this is a shit ton of psychedelics. Most of them seem to be like have like red X's on them, but the jars with the mushrooms don't.
This is your kind of stuff, Weyne.
No, till I try. What is all that? My vision's like blurry. I can't even tell.
Don't touch the mushrooms.
Hallucinogenics and shit, right?
Yeah, it's gateway, and not like a gateway drug, like maybe a gateway into a seraph corrupting your mind.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
Jane, I'm feeling like I'm not taking any more breath stuff with the pesticide in the air. Like I'm not.
Oh, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, give me another endure roll.
Why'd you ride him?
Yeah. Okay. 2 successes. 3 successes.
You still have that sort of like tickle in the back of your
Mhm.
throat, but you're it hasn't gotten worse.
Can I roll an observation to see if I even notice this going on
Sure.
with Simon? Because you haven't told us, right, that you've
Nope.
got a rip in your. Ooh,
No.
All right, that's 2 successes.
I had 3 successes on my endure though.
Give me if you're trying to hide it, give me a mobility check to see
Yeah, that makes sense.
how you're able to sort of, and we'll compare it to.
Okay. Do I blow
You
my
do get to
plus
add your
3?
+3.
I know.
Yeah.
But I guess I can use it now. When else am I going to use a mobility?
Don't say that.
This is so dumb. I have so many dice.
Uh-oh.
Only 1 success out of all those dice.
Hey.
You notice that Simon has been sort of like sitting crossed-armed and holding the back of his arm. But when he shifts slightly to look into this cupboard, you notice that there is a tear in his suit.
Oh, God damn it, kid. How long has that been like that?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
You
I'm
had a
fine.
rip in your suit.
I'm fine.
I guess, do we have any like supplies on us like that I can like patch that up or something, at least so it doesn't continue to?
Give me an observation check. See if there's like plenty of supplies in here. There might be some like duct tape or something that you could wrap around the opening.
I'll join him on that.
None here.
No.
Oh boy.
I also did roll a 1 on my panic dice.
All right.
I'm
Well,
looking there. Actually, you know what? This makes sense. I'm like, Simon, you can't be fucking. Oh my god! And I like pull open it like to try to like look at the skin underneath just to see if there's anything that's like happened to him. Oof, that's oh god. I'm trembling. So -1 to agility for the rest of the scene.
with a shaky hand, pull back the opening, and you realize that nothing has wounded Simon. It just seems like he's exposed to sort of the environment.
Fuck! I thought we got through this safe. You know, I thought no one got hurt, and you can't.
Alexis, I'm fine.
There's
I'm
stuff
fine.
everywhere, man. There's mushrooms, there's spores. We need to patch this up. We need to get back immediately.
Well, we're going back anyway.
You got a fail as well, Chris.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I don't notice anything.
Perfect. You do actually.
Oh,
There's a box on the ground that has like cloth tape that you'd be able to seal up the hole.
all right. I'll try this for a temporary solution. I'll rip it open and then I'll try to patch him up as best I can.
Great.
Better promise me, kid. The moment we get back, you're hitting up the infirmary.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It's fine, guys. I'm fine.
Is there anything else you'd like to look at in this room?
I also lose stability for that. It's so stupid.
Oh no, Alexis. Hanging by a thread. these
Hanging
past
by a
episodes.
thread.
Why are you losing stability?
Because I rolled more 1s on my panic dice or my
Oh,
stress dice than I
gosh.
did successes.
Alexis is not okay.
Yeah. Anything else in this room?
Uh,
There's the bookcase you still haven't looked at, and like the bed. And I'm not saying that there's anything there.
Wayne, you're scientific, right? You've studied shit. These books mean anything to you?
Can I take a look at this bookcase and stuff?
but you sure can.
That observation?
Give me a science roll.
Oh, both.
Observation.
just as
You don't have to look at it. It's very easy. There's not a kid in
Yeah.
here.
Understanding it.
Yeah, but seeing the science will give you a connection.
so many 5s, but not a single 6.
You always push that roll.
Oh yeah,
you gonna push it?
Reroll all the
push
ones
it.
you didn't succeed, but you take a stress.
sure. I'll take a stress, and I'll try that again.
And 1 more stress dice, too.
Okay. Hey, that extra stress dice gave me a success on one, and then a success on the regular, so 2 successes.
Nice.
Hell yeah. You take a look and you see, you kind of flip through some of them, but some of the books that stand out to you are books about like metaphysics and like pseudoscience, specifically ones about breaking reality with psychedelics. That seems to be sort of, if you look at like the whole thing, it seems like there's the themes are cultivating plants in any environment, no matter what. How to sort of like grow crops and how to grow, reestablish agriculture in sort of destroyed lands. There's also medical about the effects of the brain, fungal infections, and psychedelics, and their effect on the brain as well. And then finally, these like metaphysical books about using psychedelics and the way that they, your perception can infect or affect reality. And it seems to be like that. That seems to be the angle of whoever was doing whatever they were doing here. Was one, this place is a wasteland, and growing plants here is outside of like perfect conditions and a lot of technology. You can't grow anything out in the corridors or like anywhere. But somehow they were able to grow magic mushrooms and stuff. So it seems like they kind of figured that out and now are using psychedelics to impact the mind, and then that they're using to, at least by their theory, affect reality.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll communicate this info to the two of them and just kind of be like, there's someone here who's really obsessed with gardening, or someone's trying to make our fucked up situation here even worse with either psychedelics or manipulation of minds.
I wonder what the psychedelics do, whether it just lets you connect to this thing that's trying to grow the fucking garden. Either way, we need to stay the fuck away from it.
I don't know, but the fact that we've been seeing shit,
Yeah.
kind of living through these things, these fucked up situations and realities, I suppose, can't just be a coincidence.
If just hold on, my brain just. So that diary makes it seem like whoever sleeps in this room is a descendant or was a part of that nomadic group, correct?
It would stand to reason, yeah.
So who and where are they? If there was an extra face at the base, we should be able to figure that out. But where are they if they're not here? And how have they been getting people from our base? Like, how have they been getting to our base, and obviously through these tunnels? But like, who are they?
What if they're one of the bodies we saw downstairs on the carousel?
I feel like this person's still out there.
Well, I guess eyes up on the way back then. I don't know what else we have to find here, but we need to bring this back to the base, let them know, maybe send a fucking team to wipe this place completely.
Yeah, we need to get back into a full head count, because if we're up ahead or if someone's face doesn't match their file, then maybe we can get them before they release their final plan.
You hear,
God damn it,
the sound of the carousel out in the other room. The music stops. The generator further into the Galleria stops. And so does the pump above you. The lights plunge you into darkness, except for one shimmering glow outside the doors to this break room. And you hear footsteps.